Hi, I'm Erin and welcome to my urban garden. Today we are talking about peas. Peas are one of my favorite crops and you will see them in my garden every year without fail. And if you want to grow more food in less space, peas are one of the best crops for small space and vertical growing. And today I am sharing exactly how to grow them, harvest them, and even keep them going into the fall. Plus, a few fun facts you probably didn't know about peas. Peas are a cool season crop, which means they thrive in the shoulder seasons, early spring, and again in late summer to early fall. For spring planting in my region, Vancouver, and most zones 7-8, you can sow peas from late February through April. The soil only needs to be about 8 to 10 degrees Celsius, which is about 46 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There's no need to wait for warmer weather. In fact, heat will slow them down, so make sure that you get them in early. For fall planting, count backward 10 to 12 weeks from your first fall frost date. This means that you're going to sow again in late July or early August for a second harvest, especially snow peas or fast-growing dwarf varieties. You want to sow the seeds about 1 inch deep and about 2 inches apart. I always plant mine in pairs because peas don't mind a bit of crowding, and this means you'll have a higher density or higher concentration of peas and pea plants in a smaller space. If you want to try to give them an extra head start, you can soak them for a few hours beforehand, and that can help break down the seed coat and speed up germination, but that's optional. Now, here's why I love peas so much. They grow up, not so much out, and that makes them perfect for raised beds like my own. And they even grow well on patios or balconies, anywhere where space is tight. Also remember that you don't need fancy equipment to grow peas vertically. While I have these metal arbors here, you can also grow them using bamboo, string netting, chicken wire, even branches. They all work beautifully. Just give them something to climb and they'll reward you with a huge vertical harvest. When it comes to taller crops, make sure that you're putting them to the north edge of your garden bed so that they don't shade the other plants. And if you love peas as much as I do, you're going to want to use succession planting when it comes to peas. And this is the secret to spreading out your harvest. So instead of planting one big crop all at once, you're going to sow a row or section every 2 weeks. As you can see here, I have my mature vines that are about to produce peas. They're flowering. And down below, I have little baby pea plants, which are coming in at the heels of the larger ones. And these ones are going to mature slightly later, which will extend my harvest. This works beautifully with peas in the spring. Start an early sowing in February or March and add a second round in April. And a final spring sowing in early May before the heat kicks in. Once summer arrives, peas usually take a break, but you can sow again in late summer and you'll have a second round in fall. Good news is peas are light feeders and they do best with compost or low nitrogen fertilizer. They don't require a lot of input. Too much nitrogen and you'll get lots of leaves, but fewer pods. You'll also want to keep your soil evenly moist and mulch to prevent weeds and to keep the roots cool. Harvest regularly to keep them producing. The more you pick, the more they grow. And you're going to want to use 2 hands so that you don't damage the vine as you are harvesting. It can be quite delicate. Snow peas are picked flat, snap peas when plump and crisp, and shelling peas when the pods feel full but tender. Okay, now it's time for a few fun facts that you can drop at your next garden club meeting. Peas are one of the oldest cultivated crops, over 10,000 years old. They also improve your soil by fixing nitrogen, and that makes them great companions for future crops. So whether you've got a balcony or a backyard, peas are one of the most rewarding space-saving crops you can grow, especially if you plant smart and think up. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for more gardening tips, and I'll see you in the garden next time.